This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Kay. I'm a professional home organizer and I've been helping people organize their homes for the past 8 years, and I am also here to inspire you to live a more organized life. Today I'd like to talk about the minimalism movement and the unfortunate side effect of stuff shaming, which is happening a lot, especially on the internet. Now, I'm not talking about minimalism in the art sense or the music sense. I'm talking about minimalism in a lifestyle sense. And this is essentially removing everything that you don't need from your life and keeping only the items you need in your home or basically in your life, meaning, you know, like not doing all the things and like acquiring all the things, but just keeping the things you need, want, that bring you joy, you know, that whole mantra, which I think is a totally healthy and amazing movement. I'm so glad that this actually came back into our culture, because especially over the 80s and 90s, we have been really obsessed with consuming, buying, getting all the things, keeping up with the Joneses, flexing on people, and, you know, putting everything out there that are status symbols, buying the fancy bags, all the fancy bags. So it's a welcome change for me, especially me as a professional organizer, to see people, you know, rehoming items and reducing the number of items and also things in their lives, so to keep life a little more simple. Do I think minimalism is bad? No, I think it's great, actually. I love it. I love actually minimalist home tours on YouTube, which I have been watching obsessively actually for the past few years. I love to look at beautiful, clean, organized spaces. Some of the apartment tours I look at are very Spartan. There's, you know, hardly any decor, and some of the other minimalist tours I look at are very modestly decorated, but they're decorated nonetheless. But the thing I've noticed a lot in some of those videos and in the comments of the videos is people being stuff shaming. People being stuff shaming? No. People actually stuff shaming. I can talk. I promise I can talk. So I would scroll down to the comments of the video and just, you know, just to see what people are saying. And maybe the title of this video should just be like, don't read the comments. But there have been some things in the comments that I thought were really interesting. Especially they would be like, well, this is not a minimalist home, or you have too many shirts to be minimalist, or there's too much clutter to be minimalist. And even me, a professional home organizer, I uploaded my own house tour. I didn't title it Minimalist Apartment Tour. I didn't put it in the title. I didn't put it in the tags or in the description. So there was no reason for anybody to believe that I was a minimalist, but I am a professional organizer. So I do, you know, usually I don't have a whole hoard of stuff. But I got some of similar comments in my video, and I was like, what is going on with stuff shaming? What is that all about? And as I was doing some more research, I found that the problem isn't minimalism and the problem isn't the stuff. The problem is attitudes towards minimalism and how it can be a little bit toxic. So minimalism as a concept, I think, is wonderful and something, you know, to really practice if you are looking to clear your life of excess clutter. We'll talk a little bit more about clutter is later in the video. I've noticed that the minimalism movement, having less stuff, having, you know, simpler lifestyle, you know, having all that stuff be simple, is something that has begun to be looked at as a virtue. And therefore, people have this mindset that if you have less stuff and you're a minimalist, that you are a good person, and that if you have more stuff and you are not a minimalist, that you are somehow not as good of a person. Maybe you're not necessarily a bad person, but you're not up here with the minimalist. And I started to notice this when I went to see clients, and some of the first conversations that would happen during my first visit would be, I'm so embarrassed. First of all, they would say, I'm so embarrassed that you're here, you know, and see all my stuff. And a lot of people would ask me right away, are you going to make me get rid of all my stuff? Do I just get rid of all my stuff? It's causing people to feel some guilt around owning items and having possessions. And I don't think this is a very healthy point of view. Having items essentially, ultimately, doesn't make you a good or bad person. It just makes you a person with items. My job as a professional organizer is not to go into people's homes and put things in a pretty little rows, although I do that and I like to do that. My goal is actually to act more as a therapist. It sounds really weird, but it's true, between you and your dwelling space, because believe it or not, you are in a relationship with your dwelling space. And just like any other relationship, it can be wonderful, filled with joy and bliss and so fabulous, or it can be like totally toxic and stressful and anxiety inducing and you want to get out. It is when your relationship with your dwelling is fractured or damaged, that's when people call me, and I am there to interfere or intervene between you and your space. When I'm with clients, my main job is to help them with their relationship, and most of that involves getting rid of clutter. And then all the stuff that happens after that is like, you know, the icing on the cake. But what is clutter? What counts as too much stuff? This is where things get a little bit complicated. I did a video on my channel called What is Clutter a couple of years ago, but my vision still stands on that, in that clutter is an individual experience. I am not in your home to be the quantity police. I am not in your home to be the style police. I am there to help you identify the things you don't need, use, love, or that are not bringing value or joy into your life. After that, I'm actually there to help you set up systems so that you can find what you need in your space, and then so you can enjoy living there. Clover has woken up. What are you doing? What are you looking at, huh? A lot of the language used to promote the minimalist lifestyle is that, you know, they don't find fulfillment in material possessions, their life has less meaning because they had so much stuff, etc., etc. But I want to offer a less black and white view and a more compassionate and gray view, in that it is possible to have a meaningful life and a fulfilling life, and also to have items in your home, and that other people may think is too many items. If you have stuff in your house, that's okay. If your relationship with the stuff in your home is healthy and you don't feel like you need to get rid of it, then keep it. It's none of my business to interfere between you and your stuff. I've had clients who I feel like qualify as minimalist, but they were just disorganized and needed to set up systems. And on the contrast, I've had clients who were not minimalists, who had a great amount of things and they were stressed out by the amount of things that they had, and they needed me to help them make decisions about what was adding value to their lives and what was just extra clutter that they didn't actually need. It's my job to help them be okay with the act of letting go. It's my main goal to teach clients to start to trust their own feelings about being okay with letting go of items, because usually that can be part of the problem. I find that this happens a lot when I'm in people's closets with them, and they will hold up a piece of clothing and be like, well, is this cute? Should I keep this? And I often answer with the same thing that says, I always like to tell clients that it really doesn't matter ultimately what I personally think, but it really matters a lot more about what you think. Do you think it fits you? Do you think it looks good on you? Do you think that you will get joy out of this item? And I really want to encourage them to go through a whole cycle of questioning and to really make judgments for themselves about items so that they can get some practice for doing that in the future, which I think is the most important thing. Organizing, decluttering, all that stuff is a skill, and all you need to do is practice, just like everything else. When things in your home have meaning and mean something to you and are cared for and loved, that's where the magic is. I've always found that if you care for items that are in your space, you treat them with a lot of respect. When I was a kid, I had like 60 My Little Ponies, and I played with them every day, I think until I was about 10 or 11. And every day when I got done playing with them, I would put them back in their little stables. And to this day, I'm an adult right now, they still look brand new because I really cared for them. Sometimes when I'm with clients, I find that they have too many items to keep track of, and a lot of items get damaged or dirty or unusable because there's just too many of them to care for. I think that having items in as a concept is not harmful. Having too many for you, the individual, that's where the issue is. And how many items can you realistically keep track of? Again, that's an individual situation. Some people love to have a whole collection of, bottle caps or figurines, and one person may be stressed out by the idea of having, more than 3 figurines in the house. And I want to reiterate, we're not talking about hoarding or, having sentimental attachments to, like every item in the home and having it really damage your relationship with friends and family. That is a completely different situation and is best mitigated by the use of therapy with a actual behavioral therapist and a professional organizer in tandem. But we're just talking about like everyday clutter for most people. Can most of us live with less? Absolutely. Should you seek solutions if the clutter in your life is overwhelming you and is stressing you out? Absolutely. It can be totally life-changing and like soul-fulfilling to organize your home and get rid of all the excess clutter in your life. But at the end of the day, I want to encourage you to cut the clutter while you're giving yourself and other people the grace to do so at their own pace. If you're actually happy living in a space that some people would call cluttered, it's none of their business and you should be happy. It doesn't make you a bad person. Living with less doesn't make you more, and living with more doesn't make you less. One thing I think you can't have too much of is learning new things, and I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey, with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including painting, software, interior decorating, and a whole lot more. Skillshare offers classes designed for real life, so you can move your creative journey forward without putting your life on hold. This month, I've been really enjoying a class from Emma Gannon called Unlocking Your Potential: 5 exercises to build creative confidence. And this class is so it touched me and it's really been helping, especially since I have started a gaming channel in the last few months, and I've been really struggling with self-confidence, and sometimes you just need a little reminder, and this class has been super helpful to help me get past some of my own roadblocks that I'm putting up myself. Skillshare is also super affordable, especially when compared to in-person classes and workshops, which no one is going to right now during this time. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. The first 1,000 people to join using the link in the description will get a 2-month free trial of premium membership so you can explore your creativity. I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and I want to leave you with a little encouraging message. Your home is a really important character in your story, and that your dwelling space, especially now since a lot of us are still in it a lot and staying home a lot, that it's really important that your home be a comfortable, warm, welcoming space that hugs you instead of one that stresses you out. But I really want to encourage you to take the time to really care for your space and create an environment that makes you feel comfortable and that you love. And whatever about your home that you love is what about your home that you love. And I'm not there to judge, and neither is anyone else. Screw the haters. All right, you guys, I hope you're having a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.